Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, this is N to the K to the Z, Lona. I have a special guest today, and it's special because it's like for me an answered prayer. The reason why I'm saying that, there are some people in my platform who've been asking, yo, how can I move from NCV to university and then get work? And this man, Mr. Vongwe, is someone who has been through that experience. And hopefully today you're gonna get to learn from him. How did he move from where he came from NCV to university, and then ultimately now his journey to becoming a TVET lecturer. Wow, man, what an inspiring story. But I don't want to take all of that. It's your story, bro. Please share with us, just before we get into the story. Yeah, man, just tell us more about you. Banu, Sukapi, where you from, and yeah.
Great stuff. Okay, greetings everyone. First of all, would like to thank Mr. Zulu for this opportunity and this wonderful platform of being able to share my stories to others and to inspire others as well. It is much appreciated indeed. Okay, so my name is Mr Vongwe, originally from Eastern Cape at Umtata. Basically grew up in the West Coast, Western Cape, regional area in the Western Cape, in the Saldanha Bay municipal area. So that is where basically I did my primary, secondary, and even high school. So I was living on the area, being exposed mostly in an environment whereby it is surrounded by the fishing industry and industrial areas. So that's how my parents got about to come to this side. So that is where I grew up, me and my siblings, basically. So yeah, that's it about me. Basically went on to finish my high school at Western High Secondary. It's a colored school, high school. After that, I did go to West Coast TVET College in Vredenburg. The high school was also settled in Vredenburg. Reason why I decided to go to West Coast TVET College is because I also did tourism at high school, but because I did it now in Afrikaans, I saw that it will be difficult for me to get entrance to other universities, you know. So now I decided to get more vocational knowledge and theory, because when the college was recruiting us, it was telling us it's not only about practical, but it's not only about theory, but also to give you a practical background. So I've been exposed to that. I've been privileged since then. So that's it about me and myself and my academic background. Yes.
Wow, man, awesome story. And people might not know that this is actually our first official, quote unquote, official interview. And I wanted to actually make it as much as personal as I can to people out there who may actually be on the same journey as you are, but they're not there where you are right now. And I hope, Kuti, people can actually really learn from this journey of yours, that, there are many ways in which people can use their qualifications. And that's one of the things that I actually want to point out, hopefully from this interview, is just to help people to realize that, man, it doesn't matter where you come from and which institution you went, even though, yes, to an extent it does matter. But when you get to actually do the stuff that you got to do, there's high chance that, at some point in time, God will bless those efforts. And the reason why I'm actually mentioning that is because I remember you were telling me, Uguti, you are quite an involved student at college. And just tell us a bit more about that. I mean, you told us about the debate and all of that. So, that would be nice to hear. So when did you start college? And also, how was that journey?
All right. So basically at West Coast College, I started in 2014 after my matric year, obviously. So after that, we were recruited by the college, and then one course stood out, which was tourism. And the reason why it stood out to me, it's because I did it at high school as well. It was still pretty much new. Because even when we did it in high school, everyone showed little faith in it. abazali bethu asking, "Yintoni le tourism mntanam izokwenzela ntoni? What will this tourism do for you?" You know.
Yeah.
So I challenged myself. I'm like, okay, at least now at an institution level like West Coast College, which was local to us, that's where now I'm gonna explore more about this program, you know. So I started with it in 2014. We were the first ever program, I can say, in the whole West Coast, because the college has 5 campuses. So I was at Vredenburg campus. So it was the first time ever that it was introduced. Our lecturer then was Mr. Mhlauli, which was teaching, he was lecturing us the 4 vocational core subjects. So the NCV programs, unlike high school programs, it has 4 vocational subjects, and then you have fundamental subjects, which was your English, language of teaching, learning and teaching, as well as mathematical literacy, as well as computer skills and life skills, which was known as life orientation back then. But then they decided to add computer skills as well, so that at least you graduate as someone that is also computer literate as well, which is one of the reasons why I was convinced into joining the program. So from level 2, level 3, up until level 4, which was 2016, my final year there, I have established myself then as a class leader, you know. So 2014, electing a class rep, and then all of the people pointing on me. I still remember I was still coming from the mountain initiation school. Kuala is Xhosa, they would refer to us. So now people will be like, "Bana ubuti," meaning that the new guy, the new brother. You understand?
Yeah,
and
the
then
new man.
I was quite a shy individual, you know, coming from college. But then you see these people see leadership skills in you. They trust you to be the class rep. And then I'm like, okay, who am I to let these people down? So
wait,
from
what made Abandu see that? Like, what are some of the things that you can think of that made you think that they thought that of you? Like, what is it that you did actually that showed that you had some of these qualities?
I can say back then, most of my classmates, you know, were coming from other places, you know, your Cape Town, your Eastern Cape, and other regions as well. So they were still very much new. And I was quite like one of the few that was like originating from this area, you know. So back then I also knew Afrikaans, you know. So basically, yes, I can praat Afrikaans.
Yeah, man, I envy you now.
yes, I can praat Afrikaans. So now I basically would then give some of my classmates guidance and directions to say that, okay, if you want to go to the mall, this is where the mall is, this is where the town center is, this is what this town is all about. You understand? So now people are actually quite shocked, but oh, okay, you basically grew up and you're from here. So that's then how I started treating my classmates to say that, okay, no worries, if you need a place for accommodation, I know the place. So now even the lecturer could pick that up, Mr. Mhlauli, because even him, he's from Grahamstown in Eastern Cape. So he was also still very much new in the West Coast. He was the first ever lecturer for us, the only lecturer that was teaching us our field course subjects, you know. So even him, he would say, "Hey, Mr. Vongwe," because he was always very interested in learning about different culture as a tourism educator, say that, okay, you can speak Afrikaans. I would like you to teach me the basics as well.
Wow.
What is it that is interesting about the West Coast? So from him as well, he would like say, okay, Mr. Vongwe, no, there's gonna be a Protea Hotel, for example. There's gonna be a tourism tourism delegate event whereby young future graduates or students and high school students must be there to engage with the various stakeholders, you know, to grow the tourism within the within the West Coast, particularly. And that guy would just come and say, "Okay, Mr. Vongwe and Ukolelwa Njilo, you guys are gonna represent us," and we're like, "Haibo." And then some other guys, and then for that time I'm using transport. Others are staying in Vredenburg. Then I'm like, okay, but you can see how I'm wearing. Then they say, no, some of the classmates are just going to go to rest. They're going to iron a shirt for you. It's a done deal. You are going, you know? And I'm like, okay, these people, they see leadership in me. So I had to step up to the game, you know?
Sure.
I had to sort of like also, because we are still trying to make this coursework. And then we have other courses that were also like trying to know, show us, say that, okay, we do better as office administration. And then we're like, even us as tourism, when papers working, you know? So I was always involved in that. I also remember this one event that was hosted in Tsitsikama, which is the side of Paternoster. Okay. So it was like a jazz on the rock festival. So even I got the chance to be part of that, because tourism is also about knowing the annual events that are happening, most importantly in your area. So I was also chosen to go and represent and to come and share back with the class. Because sometimes the budget is tight, not all of us can go. So if us can go as class reps, then at least we can get to share. Then once we're doing level 4, then there's more budget for us to go, then we can go as a class. So as I'm saying, I was also part of those programs, as well as tour guiding programs with the Fossil Park, you know, as well as educational guided tours at Ikwatu National Park and West Coast National Park. Because now with us, we were not so privileged to sort of like go to Cape Town. I'm saying the course is still very much new. You understand? So we only visited mostly the local
areas,
because how can you go out to Cape Town whilst you don't even know what's going on
in your community?
I understand. So yeah, also was part of the debate competition. Don't ask me how I landed there, because I was not very much of a debate person. But then my English and communication lecturer, Mrs. Klopper, which was the one who also appointed me as a tutor, saw potential in me and said that, okay, I have this debate competition that is going on here. Why don't you join and see how it goes? And I'm like, okay. Are you sure, Mrs. Klopper? I say, yes, I want you to defend these particular topics and see how it goes. Started practicing it. I get there. One of my former lecturers were there, Mr. Zengetwa. I'm not sure if you know.
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
Yes. He was actually there, and he was like, I Mr Vongwe now lapha, because he knows me as the shy character. And I'm like,
sure.
I'm here to do my thing. So like it was like inter campus across all the
campuses,
campuses as well. So with my campus, we were five of us. So in our team, we actually won the silver medal, the team that I was in that some of the topics that we defended, you understand? So that was also part of the extracurricular activities that I was involved in, which was actually great, because I started reading more books and English and communication, as well as other storylines, you know, to be aware of what is happening, the current situations, who is the current Minister of Tourism, the financial affairs. So it actually got me involved as well, to say that, okay, you need to be aware of the politics that is happening, what is happening with your own industry. So that's how the debate competition also opened up my mind, and also my thinking capacity as well, you know. So also mention something about tutoring as well. So I started to become a tutor when I was doing my NCV level 3, as I was saying, which is my second year at college, appointed by the lecturer, senior lecturer and education specialist back then. She's retired now, Mrs. Klopper. So yeah, I was tutoring those 4 vocational subjects, as well as English and mathematical literacy, which used to be one of my weak points, but now I established myself as one of the top learners in that. And then if mathematics lecturer would be like, no, take over and just let them sign register. So I was actively involved. I would even go to their homes. You know, sometimes they say, we're going to send you transport money, then you come and tutor us. And I'm like, okay, it's not a problem. I'm going to come to you guys. I'm going to assist, even going as far as tutoring my own my own peers, which is the same level as me, my classmates as well. That's how serious the tutoring program is. And I heard Mr. Mhlauli on my ear here nagging me and said, yes, Mr. Vongwe, you would make a great lecturer. And I'm like, what's this guy talking about?
Because as you're speaking now, I'm also realizing, okay, it seems like there's some commonality in our stories. But this is about especially with the tutoring part, because that's where you get to see parts of those signs that you're going to be able to help others if you also understand, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, the signals are there. It needs to be there at the early age, you know.
Yeah. So it's important.
It was very, very interesting to me because with the percentage increasing as well in the subjects that you are involved in, and then you get acknowledged. And then I can say back then it was not about the money, because you just go there and say that, okay, come as a class. Because I remember, because my dad is Christian, so he normally has his own whiteboard, the one with the 3 bottom leg, where he normally quotes his verse. So eventually I would just say, but where's the board marker? And then I would start working out there on the formulas, and then you will have my home full there of my peers and other students coming to practice mathematical literacy, And then that's when my lecturer was there nagging me and said that you really should, you understand. And then it was very interesting when I also got to learn that with the NCV level 4, you'll be able to apply University of Technologies and other traditional universities, which is maybe going to take you back to your next question.
No. In fact, sorry for just stopping you there. I know this is not cool for me to do that, but actually I wanted to zoom in there because you did share with me, Uti, you went from college to university, and a lot of people are asking that. How did you do it? And please.
Okay, all right. Okay, so basically, just like any other high school learner that has passed their grade 11, which is at college, is NQF level 3, because remember, it goes according to the NQF, you understand, level. So grade 9 is an NQF level 1. Yes. So once you have grade 9 NQF level 1, you can then go straight to college. If you are more of a vocational person, then which is also some of the things that people need knowledge on when they get to college as well, And then when you are at grade 10 level, you are NQF level 2, which is NCV, National Vocational Certificate, So with that one, I had to then pass my NQF level 3 well, which is equivalent to grade 11, just like any other university. And then I need to produce good results for my junior examination, NQF level 4, which is equivalent to your matric. Yes. So I did combine those results. Then I took my NCV level 3 certificate, because at college you get an Umalusi accredited NCV certificates from level 2, level 3, level 4. Yes. So I had that certificate already certified, like any other procedure, and also had to get my results for June. And then I applied when the applications were opening, And then after that, come again? I applied 2016, June, July, when the applications were already open, and then we had already had those results. When the application window.
Yeah, I was asking.
I applied. I applied at CPUT. I also did apply at UWC. I then got accepted at CPUT. Because back then CPUT is most now the University of Technology, you understand, which is technical. Back then it used to be Technicon, so there's a direct connection from an NC from college to university. But looking back then now, even traditional universities now, they recognize NCV. So along the years, the DHET had a look on how we can convince this university to say that, but look, this person has a vocational certificate NQF level 4. They need to be accepted into this program, which is very good now. Today, you can see more people getting to those stage. So then I was accepted because back then we did not have a NATED for tourism.
Yeah.
So always in my mind I was like, okay, I still have a dream to fulfill. Go to university, the first ever in my home to go to university. You understand? So now we were then set to graduate in 2017, the following year. You understand? June. Then that's when I was starting my first year immediately. But before I started my first year at CPUT, there was a learnership as well, which was under the CATSITA for tourism. So which is it is cultural, tourism, sports and hospitality, SITA learnership, which can also provide you bursary. So it chose one of us. It chose most of the class group members, but I was then fortunate enough to be chosen to go to Table Mountain National Park, which was started in December, immediately after we finished, even before our results could come up. You understand? So in the interview, we still needed to do our best there to say that the top 10 we are taking to Table Mountain National Park. And then I was like, oh shucks, this is my dream. Finally go to Cape Town. So yeah, the learnership lasted about 2 months. You understand, just to get a vocational experience. Now we got the theory. So now immediately there's a SITA in line to further give us more experience, because we had also did our WBE, which is work-based experience shadowing, which I did that one in Protea. So Protea Hotel by Marriott in Saldanha Bay. So that one is more like work integrated learning program to expose. So it was for 2 weeks, fill in a logbook, and then we do it as a requirement on our level 4. You can't graduate for level 4 if you have not done your WBE work-based exposure.
It might still like that even now, because that's new for me, even though, because I'm in the NATED space. And yeah, for those who don't know NATED, basically NATED is the National Accredited Diploma in Technical education. That's basically the national diploma from TVET College. So I'm trying to understand from your side, you are telling me the transition from NCV to university, and you got these these programs.
Not the learnership. The learnership was like post. It's like an internship. So
you did it after CPUT
or the WBE, it's like in-service training. So you do it before it's a requirement. You need to have been exposed for 2 weeks in an industry.
That's during CPUT.
No, I did that. Did that on my level 4 year, which was around October.
Okay.
Once all those ISET marks they've been finalized, then our lecturers told us we're gonna go to the industry now.
And they took the top 10.
Yes, I was the top 10 there. Yes. Okay. So yeah, all of that was very interesting for me, because now you go to Table Mountain, all of these attractions that you've learned about. Robben Island is just here, and then you're like, okay, wow, this is the tourism. So if you wish to be a tour guide, then you could simply enroll for the course as well to be a qualified tour guide. You understand? So at that, I knew that after the learnership finishes, I'm gonna be going to CPUT to do my first year. You understand? So as I was doing my first year, when I was writing my June exam, I actually got lucky there, because when I'm writing my June exams there, West Coast College is inviting me for a graduation. So now, luckily, I was off. I remember it was on a Friday, my graduation. So the last exam I wrote before getting those off days, Thursday and Friday, was on a Wednesday. So immediately Thursday, I had to come back, then go fetch my stuff to prepare for the graduation. You understand? So yeah, when I was there, it was so great reuniting with my classmates, lecturers as well.
Yeah.
It was a great platform, obviously the first ever graduation, and many followed after that, So yeah, I was there meeting everyone. And then now there came the time whereby they were announcing because the top achievers prize after that. And I was fortunate enough to be.
Hey, Mr. Vongwe, are you there? I think we're having some issues with technicalities here.
Shucks.
No, don't worry, bro. These things happen.
Is it okay?
Yeah, no, it's okay now.
Oh, okay, it's good. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Just
no,
technicalities there. Okay. Yes, as I was saying, I got announced as the top achiever for the program. Got some wonderful prizes there. I think you guys, I'm gonna share some of the pictures. Mr. Zula, I'm gonna take that up on you just to inspire others as well. And then lecturers were asking me, where am I now? What am I doing? And then I told them I'm doing my first year at CPUT. And then even some of them were like amazed. Oh, okay, so NCV is recognized.
Were you funded by NSFAS in your CPUT and at NCV? Did you pay for yourself or?
NCV, I was funded by NSFAS, and CPUT I was also funded because remember there's a you get those chances, man. At TVET, as long as you are still within the requirements, you do get your funding there. But then when you transition to university, they still fund you there because it's your first time ever being a university student. So your funds are still there. So those are also some of the things that I was concerned about. But now when I got there, they said, no, I still need to apply for university funding because now I'm done with my TVET college program. Now I can be funded by NSFAS as well. So yes, I was funded by NSFAS as well. When I was doing my undergraduate diploma at CPUT.
Nah? Yo, no, bro. That was like that. You got the whole package, basically.
Yeah, that was like hitting two birds with one stone because I was concerned. I've already exhausted all these funds, but then after that, they're like, no, you still qualify to be funded here as well because you doing well at college as well. I mean, why not? Because now you are furthering your studies at a higher education level. So yes.
In fact, I always talk to my students and even the audience in the gospel influence community and just say, guys, like marks are very important. Like if you get good marks, funding is easy to get. Recognition is easy to get. As long as you get good marks, things are gonna flow. But that was new for me from what you just said now, that you can from NCV to university, they still fund you. And obviously, if you just continue passing, it's going to be an easy, smooth ride. So,
yes, just to add on that, more especially now, it's no longer a loan like it used to be back in the days, because back in the days, you used to sign LAF form, which is the loan agreement form. So now the system is out. So it's now a bursary now. So as long as you pass, it's now a bursary, as long as you produce the good marks. I normally hear people trying to mock and say that 50% is a pass and 51% is a distinction. No, guys. Do not fall for that trap there.
Thank you.
You always aim high marks. If you measure yourself at 80%, at least when you get disappointed, 75%, 70%, but do not fall for that trap. So always try to aim for good marks so that you can get these other bursaries as well. There's also SETA bursaries. Sometimes you even get a scholarship as well to say that, okay, we have chosen you because you are a top achiever. You are always good on your behavior, because sometimes the conduct also counts as well. How much of a good conduct you are, you understand how much of a good student you are. So try to be involved in this extracurricular activity, because extracurricular activity, you also can put it in your CV, because employers, they also want to see what else can you offer. Yes, you are working, but if we say we give you a team to coach maybe on a particular tournament, are you going to be involved to grow our students? Are you going to be involved to grow our community? Which goes back to CSI, corporate social initiative and responsibility, giving back to the community. So the new NSFAS requires that only. You don't pay for anything. So everything, they fund you up until you finish your undergraduate program and diploma.
Wow.
Yes.
No, that's amazing, sir. Like, I know your story a bit, but obviously the people here don't know. So I know there are a lot of people who sometimes would love to know how people did this or that. So in your story, it didn't just end there at CPUT doing your diploma. You also did an advanced diploma as well. And then
Yes.
I
All
want
right.
I want all of that. How did
Okay.
that from diploma to advanced diploma, and yeah, now that's seemingly your dream, or yeah, what you were doing in the past, now you're gonna do it professionally. The
All
tutoring
right.
part, you're gonna do it professionally. How did you transition from there?
All right. So when I got to university, CPUT, so I got there and was like, okay, yeah, ne.
How was that though?
Finally here. I'm here. Obviously, I had to act humble. I had to be humble. Was always in my corner, always in my space there. I mean, I was just grateful that ECHO also made it here. Try to engage with others, making your new circle, moving into res as well. It was also my first time living at the res, because at West Coast College I was living at home using transport. So the transition to that as well. So I was like trying to be as conservative as possible, so that Ikapa lingandiginyi, as many people would say. So yeah, I had to mingle with the right, but I got fortunate enough. I met people that share the same sentiments as me. Some of them in my circle, I was just a bit older than them, but because it's the humble nature that I have, most of them were like shocked when maybe they get to see my ID and they're like, okay, this guy, ngumkhuluwa actually. I was like, no, guys, still treat me the same. It's not a problem. All of us here, no one is old as the university. All of us are here to push our goals and mission. And if we can help each other up along the way, then even more beautiful and even more great. You understand? So the CPO at West Coast College and the CPO at CPUT, there was a transition going to that, because I started to be actively more involved there as well, because when I was doing my second year, boom, I'm already a computer lab assistant.
Oh, that's where the CP helped, eh?
Yes. Computer lab assistant, which was the CPUT work and study program. You understand? Because I was like, this NSFAS money, okay, it's good, but at least if I can get something more nyana, but obviously it was not only about the money only. It was like to navigate myself into the university system, the ITS, because part of my job description was to help students that are there at the computer labs, when the internet is not working, to maintain all of that, because a computer in terms of education, ICT integrated in education, is also very important, So even me myself now, I was learning more computer skills than I knew before, you understand? So yes, I was involved in that, and also being a tutor when I was doing my advanced diploma, which is the BTEC, just before COVID-19. So I did...
So you did an advanced diploma even in tourism as well?
Yeah, tourism as well, yes.
And funding there, how was that funded?
The funding I got funded by CATSITA. Bingo, it comes up again, which is the SITA for tourism, events and hospitalities. So
did you find that, or they found you? Like, were you looking for funding?
I was actually chosen by my work integrated learning lecturer, because at CPUT on your diploma, you need to do a 6 months in-service training, which is similar to the college system. But at CPUT, it's 6 months in-service before you graduate. So I did mine during my second year, going towards my third year, which was October 2018 up until March 2019, during my third year. You understand? So even there, the lecturer saw those good characteristics in me, because I was also elected as the class rep once again. It's just getting the norm now.
Another sign again.
These people. Yeah, so I can say it did have I did get those recommendation even from the HOD. Then they say that okay, there's a bursary. Then they say that okay, let us then check the transcripts from the second year as well. So I was also part there as well. So I was not given only because I'm a class rep. I was given because also I was academic achieving and this as well. You understand? So I got CATSITA there because NSFAS only funds you up until your undergraduate diploma, which is 3 years, 360 credits, credited diploma. So for my advanced diploma in tourism and events management, I got funded by the CATSITA funding bursary, which I graduated for my national diploma in tourism. I graduated December 2019. So immediately when I finished my third year diploma, hey, people come around. Your son is graduating over here. So yes, 2020 was quite a difficult year for most of us, especially in tourism, because I remember I started to work in that December already. After I graduated from my diploma, I got a call from one of the companies that I've been attending interviews at. So after the graduation, I told myself I'm going to go to Eastern Cape, just rest and, see how 2020 looks like. And then I just got a job there from December, January, February, March, up until COVID-19 hits. So the job I had got through Jared Tours, the Vineyard Hotel in Claremont. So basically, it was a transportation company that was giving travel recommendation to the hotel guests and also other responsibilities such as billing the guests and also the check-in of guests as they check in, and also making sure that their stay in terms of transportation is good. Whenever they require pickup services, they just call us and then we'd organize that. So I was quite enjoying the experience, and then boom, COVID-19 happened. You understand? But then we had to finish the course using online method, the transition there, going from a traditional learning and to virtual and online studies. You understand? So yeah, we had to persevere through that. Luckily, I still had funding then, so I was safe in everything. So yeah, I did finish that year, and then I graduated online for that one. The following year, 2021 in June. Yeah, 2021 in June. It was a virtual graduation. You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, was then the third qualification on account NCV. So by 2021, I already had an NCV level 4 in tourism, a national diploma in tourism management, as well as an advanced diploma in tourism and events management. So in the space of 3 years, of 4 to 5 years, I already had like 3 qualifications when I'm including my NCV certificate as well. Yes, sir.
And there are some now good news, just to forward this for time's sake. Now you in the TVET space, you back now, not as a student, but as the lecturer.
Hey.
Please.
Been a journey, the icing of the cake, obviously. All right. So after I finished my advanced diploma in tourism and events management, which was now equivalent, I had completed my degree now, the NQF level 7 degree, when I cap it up with my diploma. You understand?
Yes.
So now, after that, I was sitting there trying to think, okay, what else can I do now? Because when you graduate once, it does not end there. You just get thirsty and even more thirsty for education, So after that, reckon, okay, my lecturer at West Coast College always said, Mr. Vongwe, you would make a good lecturer. And then now, by then, I had already seen the characteristics in me, and my personality had changed as well. And I enjoyed public speaking, representing the class and all of that. And then I was like, why not? So I actually wanted to apply for the famous PGCE, which is the postgraduate certificate in education, which was offered at our Faculty of Education. But when I applied for that one, that year it was introduced. Then they also introduced another one, which was similar to PGCE, but this one was the Advanced Diploma in TVET, which is Advanced Diploma in Technical Vocational Education and Training Certificate. So I started doing more research around it, and I saw something written there by Dr. Blayton's Demand saying that the reason why we're introducing this course, we would like to train TVET lecturer practitioners to become qualified TVET lecturers to actually know the dynamics of the TVET sector and what being a TVET lecturer is and what it means, you know. So I decided, but this one is created for me, you understand, because as a product that is coming from TVET, I can also now become a TVET lecturer, which has always been my dream as well, eventually in the long run. But I thought that I would get more experience in the field, but due to COVID and all of that. But now I had already had like 2 to 3 years when I'm counting with my in-service training. Then I'm like, okay, I can now finally try to embark on the route of being a TVET lecturer. So whilst I was still busy with because the course was running across 2 years, it was part-time. So CPUT Faculty of Education was testing how this program will work out, you know, because it was also still very new. We were the first, you understand, we were the first class.
It seemed like new courses attract you.
Yes, man, because I mean, even the advanced diploma, because it used to be BTech, and then now, boom, 2020, it's no longer BTech, it's now advanced diploma. So it's quite a norm. I'm glad you picked that up.
Yeah, I'm listening. From NCV new. Yes. Then the advanced new, and then now the advanced diploma in TVET new. I'm like, hey.
Definitely, there's a chain there. So whilst I was still doing my first year in all of that, I was then receiving calls from my lecturers checking up on me, keeping up to date with their product, because I'd also been an ambassador going back to West Coast College, motivating the new level 2 students and all of that. So now I was always in tabs with the campus management, such as Mr. Ngaba, Mr. Hai, Mr. Mhlauli, and Ms. Muroyiwa, and those that used to lecture me as well, and checking up on me, how's everything going, because I also made an effort to, when I'm there, before I go to Eastern Cape, visit them, also go there and see how's everything going. And they told me that they also introduced NATED. Now I'm like, okay, tourism is growing, which means that there's something that we did right as the first group of NCV tourism. You understand? So they called me up and said that there's a space for me to be a lecturer assistant with the possibility of replacing one of the lecturers who were going on maternity leave. You understand?
Wow.
Even though I was not yet fully qualified back then, but then they tried a contract out for me so that at least I can be there, you know, and also help within the NCV. So I grabbed those opportunities with both my hands. I went there because luckily my course was being done online, most of the classes, and then we were only going to do our teaching prep the following year when I was finishing off the qualification. So I went there, started in May, you know, up until November. And then in December, I was also still helping out with the marking at the marking center, because NCV level 2 and 3 is marked internally. And then NCV level 4 and the NATED levels is marked externally in the province. So now I decided that I want to absorb all of those, because it was